So in this video, I would just want to point out the importance of weekly candle closes. And the candle close we just got a couple hours ago, it literally went right back to the orange line. It even went up to 61,424, like just a little bit of a wick to touch that orange line, but it decided to close below it. And now people are getting excited because Bitcoin is breaking above 62,000 again. But what they don't realize is weekly candle closes is the most important thing. So they could have done this move that we're seeing right now. They could have done it right here and then have it close above, but they did not. So this is suspicious. And what do we see really right now? Well, on the weekly chart, Bitcoin is exactly at the conversion line of the Ichimoku, which currently sits at 62,754. And price right now, 62,719. So why do people always get excited about price being at resistance? Because I think it's psychological. They don't realize it's resistance. They see price going higher and higher. So I will only get excited if this weekly candle on next Sunday closes above this orange line, and better yet, even closes above this conversion line as well. But minimum would be close back above this orange level around 61,300. So we can just go to the past to see similar situations, right? To see how they manipulate price to excite you or to make you feel fearful, right? The time to be excited was down here at support. It's not here, right? To be excited at support, yes, you want to buy support and sell resistance, right? So now is the time to be a little bit afraid and not be excited. Down here is when you should have been excited, right at the baseline at support. So let's go back in time to see if we can see any other confluences that are similar to this, where people got excited or fearful when price was bottoming or topping. And the first example is this weekly candle right here. So in January, the week of January 8th, 2024, the candle opened here. And then during the week, it was going higher and higher, looking like it was going to break out above this angle, above everything, above previous candles as well. But they decided to close the candle below this resistance level by the end of the week, and even they closed it below the conversion line, right? So that meant there was more weeks of consolidation to finally break above. How do we know it was real? Well, it was this candle right here, this bullish engulfing candle up 13% for the week. Not only did it close above the conversion line, but it also closed back above the angle and the highest weekly candle close in a very, very long time. So we want to see candles like this, a bullish engulfing above levels, not candles that close right under resistance like we just saw here. Now let's go a little bit back below. So right here is another one that is the opposite. It caused fear, right? It caused fear right here. This down 22% candle right here was the bottom. So not only did it just before that, it was closing back above the conversion line, but then this bearish engulfing candle went right down to a support level, this purple angle. And if you go back in time, you can see how important that purple angle was, but it got people. It got people so afraid and they would not buy the bottom, right? But if you just use this Gann theory, you could see this is the bottom. And then what happened after that? You wait a couple of months and then you see a bullish engulfing candle that makes it real, right? This makes it real. How does it make it real? Well, it was a 22% bullish engulfing candle that closed above the conversion line and the baseline in one swoop, right? And whenever you have one weekly candle that closes above levels in one swoop, you know that is probably going to be support now. And sure enough, it did flip to support, right? And then there was this candle here that was freaking people out because it opened here, and then during the week it was going lower and lower and lower. But then by the end of the week, they closed things back higher and higher. And then what do we see the next week? Another bullish engulfing candle above levels, right? Above the red angle, and it was above the leading span A of the Ichimoku, and it closed back in the cloud. And ever since then, it was good to go, right? So we see this all the time, whether it's fearful or whether it's positive, that market makers, the way they decide to close weekly candles is the utmost of importance. The day-to-day stuff that we're seeing right here, right now, this is just the beginning of the week. They have the whole rest of the week to manipulate price. They could even make it go a bunch higher, right? Go up to 65,000, get everybody excited, maybe by like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever, right? Then by the time Sunday comes, they could just close it back below everything, and then it meant nothing at all, right? So you don't really want to get excited at resistance. You want to get excited at support. Like right here was support. You should have been excited, right? Like right here was resistance. You did not want to get excited with this wick right here because it did not close above. But when you see something like this, where something wicks down below to a support level, you want to get excited at support, right? So as I always say, you want to buy support and you want to sell resistance, right? Because this is how you play the game. You don't want to just be excited at resistance because that could be a dangerous game. But all in all, we want to see how this week closes. If this week does continue higher and closes above, then I will be 100% back bullish. And then the next time you'll see me, I'll be talking about getting back into the 70,000s. And then once we flip this angle to support, then that'll be time to get to the 100,000s up here and ultimately like 122 around that zone, right? But it's going to be one level at a time, and I'm going to want to see a weekly candle close above this orange line and even above this conversion line at 62,754.